Oh yeah, I still have to paint this blaster.
A loose blaster is an accident in search of a moment. If you cannot carry it securely, you cannot claim to control it.
For once, I agree with the robot.
They're right. Let's make a holster. So in a previous video, I made this blaster, a lot of mods to it, a lot of upgrades to it. I need to build a holster for it, I need to paint it, I need to weather it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. The first thing we need to do is start wet forming leather. We'll do the outer case, the backside, figure out a hanger for it, thigh strap, and then we'll do the painting and weathering. So first off, let's start wet forming leather. We're going to soak the leather first, start forming around this gun. Here's where we're at. It came out so good. We're very, very happy with it. I wish I could remember the video that I actually watched, but I've been watching a lot of holster making videos lately. And some guy was just like, hey, you want to see the fastest way to wet form leather? And he used the Amazon Basics vacuum seal storage bag, and it worked perfectly. Took me like 15 minutes of rubbing, just let it sit overnight, took it out of the bag, trimmed it up, and we're ready to move on to the next step. I mean, it came out better than I expected, especially for how little effort. So it's a good trick if you want to remember that. Next, I'm probably going to Tanner's Bond tape this down, mark out my stitching irons, stitch this down. We'll trim it up a bit, make a hanger for it, make a thigh strap for it, dye it, and then we're done. And then we'll be on to painting the blaster. So let's just move on to the next steps. I'll start to mock this out, get this all locked in, and then we'll start stitching it together. Everything's coming together perfectly. This is going to be my belt hanger. This is just the leather to support it. The holster itself is coming along perfectly. This is going to be my leg strap here. I probably should have riveted it on first, but we'll get to that. We'll figure that out. But where I'm at right now is I'm going to take all the separate pieces and dye them. Gonna wet it down a little bit and spray dye on it. At least I'm gonna try that. I've never done it before. Then we'll burnish the edges and then attach all the pieces together, and we should have a finished holster. So let's go do that. Well, here it is. It came out beautiful. I'm very, very happy. All the stitching came out nice and clean. The design fits really nice. I left it a little bit long so I could trim it to size once I knew exactly where everything was going to fall. I canted the gun forward just a little bit, which makes a huge difference in drawing. When you're just standing there, your hand just falls right into the trigger. It's perfect. It's comfortable. It's comfortable to sit in. I've already tested it a little bit. I am ecstatically happy with how this came out. It looks beautiful. It came out a little bit darker and a little bit more red than I expected, but I love it. And it's going to match my costume. Like, it's unintentional happy accident that just, I'm so happy with how this works. And it just came out beautiful. The gun slips in and out perfectly. I waxed the inside to give it a little bit more rigidity. I put my little maker mark on here. So, got to do that. But, oh yeah. Next step, sand the gun, prep it for paint, get all the Nerf logos off of it, get it ready for the primer coats, and then start doing the weathering passes for it. So we're going to get onto that.
Boys, you'll be proud to wear this rig. It's Mattel's fast-draw Durahide holster, just like the one the gunfighters wore. A Mattel Durahide holster takes any punishment you can dish out, and that look of hand tooling is just like a fine Western saddle.
All right, so here's where we are. It's starting to look like an assembly of parts instead of just a plastic mold. By masking off the separate areas and having this flat black with gloss black and the silver shroud and the wood grain, we're going to wrap this with the actual tape and add grime and add some layers to it. So the next step is to go through everywhere that there's like an edge. We're going to hit it with a silver Sharpie, maybe some rub and buff, definitely throw some grime layers on it, get that wear in it, make it start to feel like it's been used and maybe repaired, not kept in the best of quality like Star Wars things always have. There's always that dirt inside of them. But I'm overall very happy with it, and we're going to just add some realism to it. And then the last is we'll put some graphite powder on it, buff it up a little bit. It'll give it that like real metal shine to it, and we'll be done. And it'll be a real Star Wars sidearm at that point. So let's do some weathering. Well, here's the final result. A perfectly formed leather holster with a blaster ready to defend myself in the Star Wars galaxy. I think it came together really nice. The graphite just gives it that metal look, and it is ready to serve. And it just looks so good. Very, very happy with the final result. You can always do more. You can always do a little bit less, but this perfectly fits the bill for space dive. And now with a fully functional holster, I actually have a place to carry it. So now I can control it. And I'm very happy. So see you next time.
In Mos Eisley, an exposed blaster is a conversation starter. Rarely a pleasant one,